Hey guys, it's Kristen with ICStarsQuilting.com. Welcome back to my channel. I have a tutorial for you today, and I think that it is the perfect time of year to give this to you because it's a back to school themed gift, okay? You can make them for yourself. My family absolutely loves to read, but I'm gonna show you how to make these super cute little corner bookmarks out of scrap fabric that would otherwise probably end up in the trash. It's a cute, quick project. You're gonna love these things. Real quick, if you are not subscribed to my channel and you love modern quilting tips and tricks and tutorials just like this one, take 2 seconds. 2 seconds is all it takes. Hit that subscribe button down there. It helps me out so much. I love to know what it is that you like, and I love to produce content for you. Hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. You can also hit the thumbs up if you love this video. This is what we're making today. It is so cute, and guys, it's so easy. You're gonna love this, okay? You're gonna love this. This is scrap fabric friendly. In fact, I totally encourage you to dig down deep in your drawers and find your scrappiest scrap fabric, the wildest, craziest colors that you're like, I love that fabric, I can't get rid of it, it's beautiful colors, but I have no idea what I would match with it. This project is perfect for it, okay? You know, honestly, I make a lot of these just in the spare time when I want to sew something, but I really don't want to hurt my brain with like a new pattern, okay? I don't want to have to do the math. I don't want to have to figure out stuff. I just want to sew something, and these sew up really, really quick and easy. And, you know, they're good for gifts. They're good for neighborhood kids. There's lots of uses for these. These are perfect for book clubs, back to school, teacher's gifts, classroom essentials. They're fantastic. So let's dive in and let me show you how I make these bookmarks. So we're gonna go into my scrap fabric stash. The box that I'm pulling out right now says lots of color, and yes, it's lots of color. The reason it says lots of color is because I don't know where to categorize these other fabrics, and most of them are rainbow or they're just wild and crazy, and I love these fabrics. I mean, look at these, they're gorgeous. They're so much fun to play with. So I pulled out a couple that are bright and colorful, and these do not have to match, but I tend to like the rainbow theme that I have going on with these two, so we're gonna stick with it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2.5 inch squares. Now I have a 2.5 inch even up ruler on here that is perfect for this. You do not need a special ruler. Just get out your big regular ruler and do 2.5 inch squares. You'll need one for the front, one for the back, and then one for your little triangle flap. So you need 3 total 2.5 inch squares, and that's all you need. No batting, no extra anything else. Once you have those cut, I want you to take it to your ironing table, and I'm going to show you what to do next. You're going to press these nice and flat. You want to make sure that they are good. Now, if your fabric is super, super wrinkled beforehand, please go ahead and press beforehand, but this wasn't really that wrinkled. Now, when I iron, I like to use a product called Flatter. You'll find the links for this in the description box below. It's a really inexpensive way to make sure that your fabric lays really nice and flat while you are ironing it. It smells really nice too. That's a really good bonus. So 2 of your pieces, I want you to just iron flat, make sure they're nice and crisp. So let me show you what I did on this one right here. So I took the fabric, wrong sides here. This is the right side, much brighter. Wrong side is a little bit more dim. And I folded corner to corner so that I get this nice straight line right here. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to put this on top of my piece right here, where it fits from corner to corner here. Then I'm going to take my backing, so this is going to be the front, the part that you see. I'm going to take my backing fabric and I'm going to put it right side facing down. So this corner up here has 4 layers of fabric because that's where all of the raw edges of my pieces are. This corner down here only has 2 layers of fabric. See, I've got this folded in half, and then I've got both of these together. I'm going to tuck a pin in here just to make sure that everything stays where it's supposed to be. Isn't that pin fun? It's just a little diamond head on the top there. So my crease piece runs from here to here. okay, from this corner down here up to this corner up here. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to sew from here to the corner all the way around on all 4 sides at 1/8 of an inch, okay? So you're gonna do a really, really small seam all the way around, and make sure you leave about half of this open in the middle, okay? So you can sew just a little bit on either side to make sure that those corners are nice and sharp, but you're gonna leave some turning room here in the middle. So let's take it to the sewing machine. Now the reason we're doing such a tiny, tight seam on this at 1/4 of an inch is because I want to leave as little bulk as possible around my bookmark. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick back stitch here. And then continue to sew around my bookmark, making sure that all of my layers stay in place. And when I get close to this pin, I'm just going to shove it in a little bit so it's going to stay out of the way, but I want to make sure that all of my layers stay in place as I sew. Now you can see that that went really, really fast. I've got an area, I use white thread on this so you can't see it as well, but I've got an area from here to here that is nice and open. So the next thing that I'm going to do is turn this inside out. Now I'm going to show you a couple tools that I found really, really handy to help with this, but the best thing to do is to just get your fingers in there and work it through and push in there. Let me show you one of my favorite tools. Now, if you want nice sharp corners here on your bookmark, use this piece right here. It is a simple Chinese takeout chopstick that I never used on food. I just took it and made sure that it stayed nice and clean. It's been in a drawer in my sewing room here, but all I'm doing is I'm going inside this loop right here, or the gap rather, and I'm pushing these corners out to make them nice and square. Now you're gonna have to do some work here on the side where you have your open slat, okay? But just make sure that those corners are nice and square. That's really all that is important right now, because you don't want them like tucked in like this one right here. See how it's still tucked in there? And I've got my other corners nice and square. I'm just gonna go in and push that out. And now I have an almost finished bookmark. What's the only piece that's missing is this right down here, okay? So I'm going to tell you that the easiest way that I found to do this, get all your strings out first of all, because that's going to be a dead giveaway, is to kind of fold things in how you know that they should be, because you should have a little bit of extra fabric right there. I know 1/8 of a seam is not very much, but it is enough to kind of fold it, and it's a small enough opening that you can kind of finger press it to where it needs to be. Now you can take this over to your iron and hit it on there and just make sure that this is very, very flat, which I'm going to do that right now. And there we go. I hit it with iron. It's nice and flat. Things are where they're supposed to be. The very last step to these bookmarks is you're going to sew all the way around just to make sure that everything stays nice and exactly where you want it, okay? So you're going to close up this opening. You don't have to envelope stitch it or hand stitch it at all. By going over and top stitching all the way around this piece here, you're going to make sure that you have everything tucked in where it needs to be. So let's take it back to the sewing machine for our last and final stitch. That's it. That's the final piece right there. I don't know if you saw me, I need to do a little bit of trimming right here where my threads are hanging off. And I don't know if you saw me kind of struggle around this corner right here. I kind of like to see how close I can get to the edge without actually sewing like right on the edge. I mean, I'm doing like a really, really tiny, maybe even like a 1/16 of a seam here. And sometimes you'll find that the sewing machine doesn't really have enough to grab when you're doing so close to the edge there on such a small light piece. So I did have to kind of pick up my foot and scoot my needle back over. Let's see if I can zoom in here and show you. So right here is where I was talking about. I did have to end up picking up my needle and scooting it back over to where that it sewed down here, because I did get way too close to the edge there and it was wanting to sew off of the piece. But other than that, I mean, that is a really quick and easy bookmark. You just slide this into your page right up in here, and it's cute. We used all scraps for this. There was no extra fabric involved, no batting, no hand quilting, no nothing else, and it's done. I've taken it and I've done some hand stitching right here. So you could do a heart, you could do initials, you know, you could do just a slight little note. You could even do like a tag or something on here so that it is personalized, and it has, like, I don't know, made by you know, your name or whoever, your company or whoever that you're doing this. There's so many ways that you can personalize this, and it's just using scraps. And honestly, all it takes is just, you know, a few minutes of your time and a little bit of cutting, and I think that these gifts are amazing. And that's that. See? Look how cute and simple this is. I hope that you love this tutorial. If you're looking for more tutorials, more tips, tricks on modern quilting, again, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. You will get a notification when I post new videos. I love posting new content. I love sewing things with you. I have so much fun sewing. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I answer every single one of those. I am so excited about the retreat that I have coming up in September, end of September. Make sure that you check out that link down in the description box below. My name is Kristen with IcyStarsQuilting.com. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!